The labyrinth is here. Shri and Master Lady Kira and Wisdom Teacher Shri Ramka are down in our labyrinth with the cosmic energy. We have Chief Phil in our Zoom waiting to get on and be here with all of us. We have the beautiful, my beautiful beloveds, Jess Jutinen and Susan Sternevin here with us too. And we are all here to welcome you from Tosa Blue Mountain in this ascended time of cosmic energy. So welcome. Namaste, beloveds.
Welcome. And here comes Sue as well. It is so exciting to be here with you this evening. Dana, tell me, this is incredible. Hi, Sue. Incredible, exciting moment. I am witnessing the most beautiful scene on the planet behind you right now. And Tosa Blue Mountain, and it looks like an ignition is occurring on the amazing cosmic DNA labyrinth. How is it going there?
It is crazy. It is crazy. The sun and the sky is so beautiful. It is cosmic energy. We are here together and welcoming this community. Look at everything that we're doing. Look at everything that is going on. And to be in the beauty right now doing this is incredible. So welcome. We love you.
I cannot agree more. And Sue, how are you doing over there?
Oh my God, my heart is just overflowing with peace, love, and joy. And I'm so happy to be here with all of you tonight because this is truly an important moment for humanity and for us to step forward and claim the truth of who we really are and to own that and to ignite the law of instantaneous manifestation and release ourselves from fear, doubt, hesitancy, limitation. It's our birthright.
It is resurrection, right? It is resurrection. Reclaim. We are reclaiming. This is a new time. May 1st, it's a new world.
Absolutely.
That's huge. That's ginormous. That is huge. We all need to, when you think about that, a new world, May 1st, a new world. Wow. I mean, the miracles and the abundance that can be brought into that in these last few days that we have. It is the 27th. We have only a few more days left to create more miracles. Girls, ladies, community, everybody in the chat, send us your miracles, ask your questions. What is happening now in your world, in your time? Because I know right here, we can't keep up with the miracles. We can't. We really cannot keep up with the miracles. We're just going to have a show on what all the miracles are. So please put in there your questions. Let us know. And do not stop here at this one. We have 2 more to go. And right now it is 50% off. You are in there right now getting this $44. The Ascendant Abundance. Like, oh my goodness. Instantaneous manifestation. Abundance, here we come. We are creating it. We are doing it. It is happening. The ships are coming. We're doing it. It is happening. So wow. Sign up. Be there with us for all 3.
Yes. Really, if you're here tonight, like Dana is sharing, May 14th and the 21st, 2 Saturdays, from believing to knowing and navigating the sea of neutrality. So everything we do tonight, this is our gift to you. This is the gift that we are offering to the world because it's about humanity. As many of us that can get here as can be here. And if you are called to continue, which we pray you are, it is $44 if you get in there and get those other classes now. So
it is. We have to, right? We have to link arms together as one. And the more we link arms together as one in sincerity, in love, in presence, in integrity, in grace, in humility, the miracles happen. We are bringing in a new ray of light that is here. It is happening regardless. So we might as well link arms together and do it together and create miracles. So be in your integrity, be in your presence, be in your love, and be in your pure heart and hold hands together. And we have to do that.
And right, you know, and you know, I gotta bring Sue in here, right? It's the sincerity, love, and presence, the miracle formula that brings the manifestation forward. And we have been counting our miracles that have been happening and that we're here today. So Sue, please share from your heart in this sincere moment. You've been holding this space. You've been navigating so much between calling forward your own beingness as this lineage holder. We have beautiful Chief Phil here tonight. You know, what's alive in your heart, dear Sue?
Well, what I can share with you, honestly, as being with this community, we truly are better together. And as we link arms, as Dana just said so beautifully, we co-create miracles. And we're in that amazing place of peace where we can create our dreams. And now is the moment. And I can tell you from personal experience what I've noticed lately in these amazing energies of instantaneous manifestation. When I let go and trust my soul and trust myself, things happen just like that. It's surrendering it over and trusting in yourself and in the divine that we can manifest our dreams.
Because it comes up, Sue, in ways that we never expected, right? If
Right?
we have our
Right?
mind go in there and try to figure it out that it has to be this way or it has to be that way, we're the ones who get in the way. We're the ones that cause the problems. We're the ones that make the mess. We are. So if we just put the intention out there with the pure heart, with the integrity, with the love, with the grace, it comes to us. It does. It happens. I've watched things align. I've been here 1 week and I've watched things align in 1 week that I'm like, pew, pew, pew. I can't even believe it's happening. So hold on tight, community. Hold on tight, because we had so much.
I know, and so much, and this woman Dana here has been doing so much there and seeing in firsthand the manifestations. And you know, before we move forward, I have to bring this in because we have manifested not one but 2 houses in like a week, and our first mobile clinic.
Yes.
And that's
we have in a government building. We
Yes.
are using Egyptian healing rods, our laser, for the first time ever. Like, holy smokes, that happened yesterday.
It's amazing.
Like,
so I am going to cue us on an amazing video that's showing, because this is what your donations support. Anytime that you come, anytime you register, you are supporting us. So I'm going to show us this beautiful video just to share with you all what your support does and how you are helping.
And so imagine that most of your day is spent, number one, wondering if you're going to eat. And then number two, having to be able to create your meal here. And you can tell by the color of the walls that this is all wood. And it has to be, it doesn't just show up. You have to go get it. You have to collect it. You have to get the water. There is no running water here. Manifestation in action. I want you to really feel this beautiful child, this beautiful one who's coloring and drawing and using old boxes over walls. The air is coming up through the floors. No child should live like this. And just but feel this beautiful, beautiful one. You know, my heart is just so touched. And so this is why we do what we do. Because this is how you make a difference. Would you want your child, and look at this gift. All you see is heart and love. And so what a blessing. What a blessing. We are so grateful to help. We are so grateful.
And hello, and feeling the beauty of this moment and the miracles that are being created. I know I have tears in my own eyes, and I can hear the birds singing there. Dana, how is it going there?
You know, it's so amazing, and we have such a beautiful community, and every bit that you give, it helps. You know, Clinica Linda keeps going. We are two houses. I mean, it's just so incredible to see that even our little bits that we give help and make a difference. It is amazing, and the pure heart and the love and the appreciation and the restoring that we are doing here right now in Ecuador, in Tosa Blue Mountain, it is amazing. And that's in all ways, on our land, in the community, in self-ascension, in the new world, in all ways, everything that we are creating, the new world, it is incredible. And we have to do it together. We really do. Every donation matters. Every donation counts. And it really does help all of them. It really does.
It does. And I'm seeing just so many beautiful comments in the chat and just so much love and support and letting you guys know the chat's there. I'm going to be in there. Sue's going to be in there. Dana's going to be in there. If you have Q&A tonight, you can pop it in the Q&A. I'm going to be letting Sri and Kira know when there's Q&A and moments where we can share.
Send your questions. Yes, send your questions. We are here to help each other, lift each other up. Send your questions. This is why we're doing these things.
When Chief Phil gets here, I mean, he is the hereditary chief of the Lakota. He is an incredible being with so much experience helping the world, changing the world. He knows about manifestation. He knows about holding sacred space and energy. This is a man that has dedicated his life to unification, and it is all about unification tonight.
And we have to thank everybody who is here helping us support. Yes, Facebook, Sign, yes, everybody, Unify, everybody. We are all together. Look at everybody who is coming together. We are linking arms with outside and coming together and becoming one. It is so awesome. It is so incredible. It is.
So thank you, Unify. Thank you, Sign. Thank you, Chief Phil.
Facebook. Thank you, everyone.
We're all over right now to be here with you, because Ascended Abundance is not just about what's in it for me. It's not all about that. It's what's in it for us. What's in it for humanity. This is our moment.
Yes, it is. It is our moment. It is our moment. And I do have to say that I think that we have some beautiful people who are going to be joining us this evening. And they're the ones that we've all been waiting for. They are our beautiful teachers. They are our beloveds, our wisdom, our guides. They are the ones that are holding this all together for humanity right now. And it is with my honor to introduce them, Master Lady Kira Ra and Wisdom Teacher Sri Ramka.
Hey, everybody. Hi, I don't know where we are, but I have to share with you, Dana, I'm embarrassed. I was in there saying, oh my goodness gracious, Dana, you're embarrassing me. So Dana, thank you. Thank you for the honor of being here with you right now. And for all of you that are here right now, for Jess and Sue, for our beloved Chief Phil that's going to be joining us in just a moment. This is such a moment of breath, is it not? And so why don't we all, in whatever way serves you, why don't we just, as we are here in this moment right now and bringing our hands to our heart, let us just, there are not enough words I could offer to call us all together, other than in this moment, your heart knows the word that is most sacred to you.
Yes.
So just join us here, outside of anything that would limit, and only carrying that which would unify and bring us closer together. Yeah, let's really breathe that one in.
As we breathe together, we share the common resource that is the divine energy that is carried on the air. Breathe in the divine energy. Release it with joy. Breathe in again. And let a smile come to your face. This is a
Yes.
good moment.
It really is. And so Jess and Sue, thank you. And Dana, thank you. And, you know, I want to honor Dana. She's here, of course, as a minister of self-ascension, and her beautiful, as she's wearing her ministerial stole, I remember the day you were ordained. And so I just wanted to honor her being here on site at Toasted Blue Mountain, and looking forward to all of you that will be joining us here as well. So Dana, thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
We are so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you.
We love you.
I love all of you.
All right. And to Jess, who's going to be producing this event from here on out, thank you. We are so grateful. And we're going to invite you to just invite Shri and I to be here right now with everyone. And Sue, we love you. Oh my gosh, just big hugs around you as well. All right.
So beloved ones.
Yeah.
As we're here this evening, and I think it's evening for many of us at any rate, at this beautiful moment of time,
or outside of most time,
we invite you to once again return to your heart. Sometimes we need to keep bringing our hands to our heart in order to activate that sacred soul connection. And I trust that you're here tonight because your heart knows that humanity has vast more potentiality than is currently being expressed. That the potentiality of each and every one of us and humanity as a whole is yet to fully ripen. And I know that Kira and I are here tonight and for the next period as we share this beautiful energy and information about the law of instantaneous manifestation. We are here because we know it's time. It's time for humanity to activate and reside in the sea of neutrality, thereby supporting the highest expression, the highest potentiality. Why not now? Why not together?
Right?
Let's do this.
I love that. I love that. Hey, everybody, breathe that in. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Now, I want to just stop right here. And as Shri was sharing, many of you know that we're here in Toasted Blue Mountain, and what's just off the camera, and maybe at some point I'll have Dana just really put the view there for you, is our stunning valley where the sun is setting right now. And Shri, as you were affirming, and in the energy of the beloved one that we are bringing in a breath beat away, I started hearing the howling of the evening dogs and the chirping of all of the animals. And you watch as all of the ones that live off the land here start making their final walk home, because they've already made their walk down the mountain over here to bring the cows in or collect whatever. You hear the buses that are going by. And so it feels like such a sign from the universe to remember that we are here right now in a sacred moment of what I'm going to call Minga. And so just call that into your heart. And I want to introduce a word to you. And it's part of that law of instantaneous manifestation, because part of the law is the reintroduction, the remembrance of Minga, what it is to live Minga, to be Minga. Shri and I are very blessed right now to be living in Ecuador. And we are the only non-Kenyori that live in our beautiful area here. And one of the blessings that we receive is we have an original Incan canal. Actually, it predates the Incan, and then the Incan took it over, etc., on our property that literally crosses it. It's literally right there. And what that is free flowing water that we are allowed to take as much as we want, use as much as we want, do whatever we receive. Maintain this beautiful gift. And that's what's happening tonight. We are coming together in our first Minga. A Minga is a moment where we come to this pond, a community, build a lot of houses. This one needs a clinic. While the world of formality sits on proud of you. Building what will be the only pyramid in the world right there that will be 22 meters tall. is and the ability to be able to harmonic of peace that can only come forward through Minga, because Minga is outside of the definition of the mind. Within our world right now, the law of instantaneous manifestation has once again gifted our presence, only because you have arrived at a moment of consciousness that, whether you're aware of it or not, doesn't matter. That's why you're here. Going amazing. Look at her. This moment. If you haven't read our first book, read it, because that's
Every
exactly
time we're
what
at the cusp of a breakthrough, there is a moment of terror,
Yeah,
a moment
and a
of
moment
trepidation.
that says, you know, I'm going to do it the way it's always been done. I'm going to hold on to everything the way it's always been. And that's why I got to jump to you know what? I could call this man father, brother, uncle, wisdom guide, master in form, the one that I bow before in form on this planet. And those of you that know me know there are none, because this man is the real thing as well. And the honor, and it is an honor. And I want you all right now to get that the person you're getting ready to have the blessing of meeting right now means that somewhere in some lifetime you did something so amazing that you get to be here with him. And so I want to just bring in Chief Phil with the only introduction I can, which is humility, respect, and gratitude. And so let us welcome our beloved one, Chief Phil.
We honor you and we respect you.
Kentucky, my beloved relatives, my beloved Kira, beloved Shri, beloved ones. My father always counseled me since I was a young boy. He said, you know, son, he said, always know where you're coming from. Always know where you're coming from. We know in our meeting, each of us is a sovereignty, ancient, imperishable, everlasting. We're sacred beings. So important where we're coming from eternity, the prior unity and oneness of our human family and all life, and the understanding the hurt of one is a hurt of all, and the honor and the healing of one is the honor and healing of one. So that's where we're coming. Also, he said, always know where you're going. Always know where we're going. In alignment with the sacred teachings of our Creator. And we have this collective vision. This collective vision that's unfolding. That we know unity is a foundation of peace. It's been prophesied by all the sacred prophecies across the Americas of the indigenous peoples that go clear back prior to contact with our European relatives, because it was meant, this whole process of the last 500 years, the world is round. In fact, everything in this whole creation wants to make itself round. Everything. The birds and the nests they build. And so here we are at this time long prophesied, in which our human family is going in the process of recognizing, realizing that we are at a whole new stage, a whole new dimension of our growth and development as a human family and as human beings. And so when we say the hurt of one is the hurt of all, and the honor of one, the upliftment of one is the upliftment of all, we also have to know that it's the same as our human family, that just as we grow as an individual from infancy to childhood, to adolescence, to adulthood, so we as a human family have been going through the same process. And now we are beginning right now, because the prophecies have already been fulfilled.
Yes.
That's so important to understand. This is not the time of the fulfillment. The prophecies have been fulfilled every day, especially here in 2022. This time of great transition and change. That's emerging, by the way, directly from one of the most holy places on this Mother Earth, Tosa Blue Mountain, because it's purity. It's the purity of our hearts and souls that are so key. What I'd like to do with all these wonderful relatives from everywhere on our Mother Earth is to say a little prayer here. Because I think that when we open our hearts and minds, our souls, the inmost chambers of our being, and give our prayer to our Creator, to all our beloved ones, so we might initiate this journey and called upon, not just beginning May 1st as we emerge in this whole new dimension, but as we move towards the summer equinox, Merida, other locations. And from that time, it's interesting, the time we will be arriving in Ecuador is 99 days, 99 days, which we've dedicated to peace through unity. Otankashla Wakantaka, Creator of the universe, most beloved one, all powerful one, most kind one, most compassionate, aid me, O my Lord, to surrender myself wholly thy will and to arise and serve thee. For I cherish this earthly life for no other purpose than to encompass the tabernacle of thy revelation in the seat of thy glory. Otankashla Wakantaka, Creator of the universe, most beloved one, all powerful one, most kind one, most compassionate one, ever forgiving one, or ever abiding one, O ancient of days, O most blessed beauty, we give thanksgiving from the inmost chambers of our heart for all that's come in our path, even those things that test us. So help us to understand this sacred teaching. Do we think we say we'll believe and will not be tested? So Creator of all good things, we just give thanksgiving again for all the divine blessings you've given us. We call upon all the tribes and nations, the east from where comes a red sunrise, to come together in unity and harmony as been prophesied by the sacred prophets across the Americas and around Mother Earth in this sacred days that we're living in. Give thanksgiving for all those relatives in the east from where comes the red sunrise. In the south, clear down to Tosa Blue Mountain, clear down to the Antarctic, all the relatives there. We call upon them in a good way, in a spiritual way, in a loving way, in a kind way, in a compassionate way, in a forgiving way. We might come together and leave behind those things that keep us from really, truly understanding oneness. From that oneness comes instantaneous manifestation of our prayers. We call upon all the tribes and nations of the West, from where comes thunder, lightning, and rain. We call upon the spiritual powers of lightning and thunder to awaken our hearts and minds. This beautiful day we're living in, this new stage of our human evolution, as we enter the day that shall not be followed by night. Creator of all good things, most beloved one, all powerful one, call upon all the tribes and nations of the north from where comes the white snow. That purifying north wind might purify our hearts and minds. We might be free and severed from all save the sacred. We might walk in this beautiful world you've created for our growth and development, free and severed from all save your holy and divine guidance. We give you thanksgiving in this manner. Good way. Especially that lightning. Lighten our hearts and minds with great love and compassion. In the north, from where comes the white snow, in the north winds, we ask you might purify our hearts and minds, and all the tribes and nations of the north might come together in unity and harmony with all members of our human family as we move forward. This most sacred time has been so long prophesied everywhere on Mother Earth. And we give thanksgiving this time. The power of Father Sky, same time. Creator, we just ask that we might really understand those masculine dimensions of our human being, the sacred names of our Creator, have been overbalanced. Our masculine qualities, while in balance with our female, all those sacred qualities we have, that without this balance, these qualities have brought us almost to the brink of complete destruction of our human family. So we ask at this time, the female qualities, the sacred prophecies that promise that womankind at this time would arise and would lead us. The sacred fulfillment of the prophecies of Black Elk, and so many talked about the sacred hoop of many hoops. And this is what's happening. Let's give thanksgiving for that. And we know that even though we've made mistakes, you are the ever forgiving, and we must be the same with ourselves. We must be ever forgiving as we make this sacred journey together as one. In Creator of all good things, we give thanksgiving again, Father Sky. But we humble ourselves at this time, wherever we are on Mother Earth, before our beloved Mother Earth, before the feminine dimensions of life. We humble ourselves. We ask that the abuse of womankind might end forever upon this Mother Earth. For as long as the sacred feminine is abused, there will be no peace upon Mother Earth. We ask, Creator, the spiritual reality of the oneness, equality, and balance of female and masculine might be fully realized, that the eagle of humanity, one wing is man, one wing is woman, all those qualities, that for us to soar as a condor, a quetzal, an eagle, a hummingbird, to our highest, it must be in complete balance of our female and masculine dimensions of life. We give thanksgiving in this manner. And again, all the relatives, all those beloved ones who are here together with us can hear these sounds, and those who can't, those who will hear later, ask blessings on those and their beloved ones. For we know, without question, from the inmost depths of the chambers of our soul, that each and every one of us, this is something we cannot doubt, have been called upon this day, have been prepared for this day, this glorious day. For each and every one of us is a spiritual representative of all that have gone before us. Everybody's gone before us and represented right here, at this time and place, upon all our members of our human family. So we ask here today, this is not just peace and unity between nation states. It begins with peace, kindness, and compassion within each of our souls, to the inmost depths of our chambers of our being. That's where it begins. And in our families, so many families are broken. It's time to heal the families. In our communities, in our faith communities, let us awaken to the reality that all comes from the same holy and sacred source of life. All the holy teachings, foundations tell us to be kind, compassionate, loving, truthful, forgiving, open, and may we always be transparent, so that all will know and they can trust our actions, can trust our words, as I do trust my dear brother and sister who have so beautifully dedicated their lives to the upliftment of a human family. So, Creator of all good things, let's give thanks to you again. I want to close this prayer for unity. It's been with me for over 55 years as I've journeyed across the Americas and different places, as each of us have done and been given, whatever it is, whether it is helping that relative who's suffering today. Maybe it's not the big things, it's the little things that count. It's that love for the smallest things, for those least fortunate. And it's done, it's so beautifully done, that we can see with love and compassion and detachment. oh my God, unite the hearts of thy servants and reveal unto them thy great purpose. May they follow in thy commandments and abide in thy law. Help them, O God, in their endeavor and grant them strength to serve thee. O God, lead them not to themselves, but guide their steps to the light of knowledge and cheer their hearts by thy love. Verily, thou art their help and Lord. O Creator, refresh and gladden our spirits. Purify our hearts. Illumine our powers. We lay all our affairs in your hands. You are our guide and our refuge. We will no longer be sorrowful and be sorrowful. We'll be happy and joyful beings. O Creator, we will no longer let trouble harass us, nor will dwell in the unpleasant things of life. O Creator, beloved one, you are more friend to us than we are to ourselves. We dedicate ourselves to thee, most beloved one, most beauteous one, all glorious one, ever forgiving one. Howlimi chante washtelo, shumkmano hemeodo, chidupasapa hemeodo, howlimi chante washtelo. And with words of my Dakota Honkawa people, when we close our words, we say our name, Shumkmano, Chinupasapa. There's two names I have. My names are Chinupasapa, sacred black pipe born of thunder, lightning, and rain. My name is Shinkmano, the leader of warriors who takes the enemy's best horses. And I stand responsible before the Creator for my words and my actions, as I know my brother and sister do, and I know those that are here. This is what we're seeking, that where our words and our actions are one. Our heart and mind are one. So with this, I want to just give you, if I could take this computer right now and take it right into my soul and heart, I would embrace, that's how I feel. So thank you so much for inviting me to be at this beautiful, beautiful launch of this beautiful time in which we're all, each and every one of us, part of. Each of us, sovereignty, ancient, perishable, everlasting. Hallelujah. Thank you so much.
Oh.
Are we off mute?
Oh, once again, I invite us all to breathe with presence, to receive the blessing that has been radiated from our brother Phil, the blessing that is all around us, and the recognition of what is unfolding, the truth, the beauty, and the destiny of our sacred hearts.
Let's breathe. And beloved one, if I may be so bold as to invite another prayer, I invite prayers for each of us as on this very special day, as we each claim that which I am as you are, that we are granted the strength and the wisdom to stand together unified so that one may falter, another may carry, so that we may stand here and say, I am as you are.
Yes.
Thereby grant us the strength to stay in the creation of every moment with the joy, with the peace, with the love of that which is ours to create through the vision of that which we know is the truth. And to say yes to this world so that our children's children will say yes to us for walking through moments when we're not sure we can. For picking ourselves up when we know that's what's left, to see that just over the horizon was an entire army waiting with open arms and hearts.
Absolutely.
And so I ask if you could bless us, if you could reach out on behalf of all of us, that we may remain vigilant in the level of consciousness that we have been so blessed to ignite, that we may sustain this experience so that the sea of neutrality may expand and be that drop. That's all that's needed, but it's that drop that becomes the vibration of the harmony of creation. So may I be so humble as to ask for that?
Thank you. You know, in response to beautiful Jess's question about what we shared yesterday, I did prepare these and just got so excited in your presence and the spiritual energies I'm feeling. I just kind of left it. Thank you. So first, I just want to just be brief. Our soul is so important. We understand our soul. Our soul is independent of and the very source of our body's existence. If our body is destroyed, our soul and spirit remain unharmed. So important to know. Our soul, our human spirit, is independent of our physical body. Our soul is free and sanctified beyond this physical plane of time and space. That's for every one of us. All the powers that distinguish us as human beings, reason, memory, abstract thought, creativeness, inventiveness, willpower, are all properties of the soul, not the body. A love, so important to remember, a love that anyone may have had for anyone will not be forgotten in the spiritual worlds, nor will we forget the life we had in this physical world. So each and every moment, Mitaki Epi, you need to be vigilant. We need to be committed. We need to be knowing the Creator is speaking to us each and every minute. In the spiritual world, we will seek and recognize one another. And by the way, we are living in the spiritual world now. It's not just beyond this. We will seek union, just like this union we're having right here, a spiritual union. The relationship of our soul with our body is like the connection between a lamp and a mirror. If the mirror is polished and perfected, the light of the soul appears. The light of the lamp appears. But if the mirror is broken or covered with dust, the light remains concealed. And that is what this whole process is about. My brother and sister have been so beautifully sharing, is to purify our hearts and minds so the mirror of our soul can beautifully reflect the power and beauty and grace and love of our Creator. That's who we are. Our rational soul, the human spirit, does not descend into our bodies or exist through our physical bodies. It is just the opposite. So key. Our soul is the very substance and foundation upon which our body depends for existence. The soul has no gender, race, ethnicity, or class. This makes all forms of prejudice, whatever they may be, intolerable and unacceptable. The soul is not divided. It is a reflection of the oneness of our Creator. Our soul is endowed from our beginning in this physical world of time and space with its own individuality. Our soul does not acquire it because of our body. The individuality and the unity of our soul are strengthened in this physical world through our spiritual tests and challenges. The last I want to share with you, I wrote back in 2012, January 1st, a piece. It's called Prophecies, Dynamic Change, and a New Global Civilization. But I think it's so important as well as we look forward to this incredible future we all have together, not just in this world, but the worlds yet to come. For this is a galactic change going on. So important to know that this physical world of time and space is governed by the same natural laws. What happens here is happening 100 million light years from now. We're in the center of an incredible galactic transformation right here and now, all of us, each and every one of us. So I want to share this one that came to me so clearly. In fact, it was midnight, just as we turned 2012. I was in Bangkok, Thailand at the time, and this writing came to me. So this is a little excerpt. So important to remember this, because we do get tests and difficulties. Like we say, do you think you believe and will not be tested? Of course. Though the spiritual path the Creator has traced for us may at times seem lost in the ominous shadows that are now enveloping a stricken humanity, the sacred eternal light that is continuously shining upon us is such brightness that no earthly darkness can ever eclipse its splendor. Though we are small in numbers and limited yet in our experiences, powers, and resources, the divine force which energizes our vision in an unprecedented concerted action is limitless in its range, incalculable in its potency. Without question, the enemies whom every acceleration in the progress of our unified work will rise up are fierce, numerous, and unrelenting. Yet if we persevere, invisible spiritual hosts will, as promised, rush forth to our aid, enable us to vanquish any hopes of our destruction, and will annihilate the forces of destruction. The final blessings that will crown our ultimate victory are undoubted. Undoubted, undoubted. The divine promises given to us are firm, irrevocable, irrevocable. Yet the measure of goodly reward, which every one of us is to reap, will depend on the extent to which our daily lives will contribute to the expansion of the vision and the mandate at hand and the hastening of triumph. 99 days for peace through unity, beginning at Merida, leading to Tosa Blue Mountain. In September, we'll bring a delegation of indigenous people, beginning in the north, coming to the south, for the purpose of the vision of world peace. We have suffered enough. And it's time, only timely, by the way, that the indigenous people of the Americas who have lost so much, yet at the same time realize the most important is the spiritual dimension. So it's time to arise. A new civilization is in the process of being manifested. No matter what may happen in this temporal world of existence, we will be and are always together, both in this world and the spiritual worlds yet to come. Hallelujah, chante washtelo, shankmano he meado, chinupasapa meado, hallelujah, chante washtelo. How? I love you. I look forward to September, getting down there, enjoying the valley, getting down the Amazon. And what a beautiful community. Oh,
Yes.
Moved.
Well, thank you. And
Thank
you know,
you.
my beloved one, before you would go into that land of all that deep appreciation in the chat over here in the Zoom world, my heart wants to reach out to you that I am so excited that in this law of instantaneous manifestation, just today, we were able to confirm that on May 14th, Saturday, May 14th, when this journey continues, our beloved Cesar Mena will be coming in and joining us as well. So I do want to publicly offer and extend that moment to you to really continue this unified field, because it's beginning right now.
Yes.
It's right now. It's this very moment. And the energy is so palpable and so beautiful and so transcendent. And I know that all of you, I can't see anything with the eyes of density, but right now what I'm experiencing with the eyes of the universe is this extraordinary oneness that has begun right now. And so I bow before the blessing of you for being here on the planet and for saying yes, because we've got a lot of holding to do, right? I can hardly wait to do this. And guys, stay tuned, because what we're getting ready to share with you, the way that this journey is beginning, these 99 days, bear in mind, this is while we are building the pyramid. Beloved one, that pyramid will be here by September 1, thereby stabilizing the energy of peace on the planet. Oh. This is a profound moment. So this is all happening at the same time. And thank you, my beloved, for offering us a visceral gift of the law of instantaneous manifestation. Yes. This is a dream. This is a blessing for humanity. We love you so much, my angel.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, and at this time, if I could just grab this computer, if I could grab this thing, just when someone, I just want to go, just put it right inside my soul, in my heart, so I could just embrace you all right there.
We feel you.
Embrace everyone.
We're right embrace there, and I know everybody else is. Yes. All right. Well, we love you, and everyone, if you're over here in the Zoom, you get an opportunity to give all your appreciation to this gorgeous man over there in the chat. So please make sure you do. We love you so much. Thank you again, my love.
Thank you so much.
Evening.
All right. I'll be here listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love you.
Whew. Wow. I'm just radiant. Shri, aren't you just feeling that blessing?
I feel like we are a living prayer.
Are we not?
You know, it's just
Whew.
the energy of love, the energy of clarity, the energy of positive expression is truly our birthright. It's what we're made of. That's the stuff of creation.
In every way. And you're probably, if you, some of you may be wondering, you know, why is this a special night? Why is April 27 important? How did we get here? Well, I'm going to invite Jess to put up what we call the April Up Level calendar. And as Jess is getting ready to share that, the Up Level calendar, this is the energy that is presenting on the planet right now in April. And if you gaze at the Wednesdays of this month, and if you don't understand what this calendar is, you could go to shrinkhero.com and learn more about it. But right now, what matters is the Wednesday. So if you gaze at the Wednesdays, what you will see is that in the middle of that, look at the 20th, look at last week. All of humanity last week in the energy of the ignition of the master within started to be able to tangibly experience the self as the torus field of ignition. So what does that mean? It means that literally, forgive me, everything's breaking loose, guys, because everybody's doing this. The question is whether they're conscious of it or not. But this fountain of energy got a huge ignition Monday when we went into this Mercury retrograde pre-phase, because this Mercury retrograde right now, this one is all about ready, set, remember, do it, relaunch, do it. What are you ready to live a life of I am so glad I did, or I wish I would have? This is the time of, if you're ever going to say it now, even if you hang up and go, oh my God, did I just say that? And look at today. Today is the 27th. We are really, literally able to see our reflection. You see the mirror of the self. So last Wednesday, you see on the 20th, that kind of violet-y energy of the self as that ignition. Well, now on the 27th, today's a reflection of that. So everything is reflecting today. It's like it's a dance. It's a balance. This is the day today where it is all being reflected, where you have the opportunity. And Jess, I'm going to invite you to stop that share now. But today is that day where you have that opportunity to just kind of, I'm so glad I have Shri, right? Just kind of like really go into, okay, you know what? This is the who that I am. And I am here.
Yes.
I am ready.
Yes.
I am open.
Yes.
Guide me. And that is what anchors the sincerity, the love, and the presence to foundationalize that third dimensional witness to sustain the fifth dimensional witnesser. So taking a breath on that, because we have some more graphics to show you, because what's happening tonight is what is the law of instantaneous manifestation? These 99 days that really matter, counting into, remember that's beginning in Merida on June. We're going to show you why that's important. And we're teaching you tonight how to sustain this. So let's begin with the consciousness and give you all these steps so that you can take this, expand it, play with it, and create the life of your dreams. It's your time, and it's not hard to do. There's just a few little tricks.
A few little tricks are always available when our heart is open to receive. And therein is perhaps the first reminder that it is your sincerity that attracts to you the creative potential of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
How often are we frustrated or feeling like we're just missing the mark, or things aren't quite here now, if only, and all that jazz? Those energies actually repel that which you seek.
Right.
So there comes a time where we must take in that breath, relax our need to control, and move into the sincerity of beingness.
And that becomes the attractor field. Sincerity attracts.
Sincerity attracts.
Always.
Frustration
Repels in all ways.
So therein is one of the reminders for today, and I know that you feel it. As we relax into our sincerity, the love begins to flow, and presence, meaning conscious awakeness, is there to nourish what is to be created, what is coming into manifestation.
Wow. So as you breathe that in, let's look at the consciousness that is sustaining the law of instantaneous manifestation, because the law of instantaneous manifestation can only be sustained when your conscious experience of this potentiality of form is holding at the energy of seventh dimensional presence. And that's why Shri and I literally came out of, we had, those of you that have known us for a long time knew we were not going to do this year. We were not going to do any public events this year. We're at a moment where every one of us has been called up, right? And we're like, okay, here it is. This is the time. Let's go then. If we're here, we're doing it. So yeah, seriously. So let's go ahead, Jess, let's put up, I want everyone to look at the multidimensional, the third, the witness. And this is important because as you're gazing at this, now remember, as you're looking here, we first put this out. I have to walk, forgive me if you're seeing anything other than this in the share, I have to walk closer to read it. So as you're gazing at this right here, what I want you to notice is the third dimension. So down at the bottom, you see how there's that third dimension and you can almost see like what feels like a head. Thank you, Jess. And the wings, show them the head and the wings right there. So see right above the third, there's the head and the wings. Now what that is what has been so promoted for so many years, right? It's about, witnessing yourself or learning how to witness. And it's so important. And it's such a gift. And for many, that's going to be the epitome of this life experience. And how awesome is that, right? And there's more. And so once we arrive at that blessed moment of even being aware that there's a witness, we are then able to, through sincerity, as Shri just mentioned, lift into that fifth dimension where we become the witnesser. And you see how big those wings get? And what happens is that is you. That is you loving you enough. That is you loving yourself enough, forgiving yourself enough, and having mercy on yourself enough, and remembering yourself enough that as if you see Shri right now with his hands on his heart, it's that moment where you are able to sustain the fifth dimensional experience outside of an egoic presence that would have an attachment to a fourth dimensional astral experience of the egoic dance of all your fun new ways of being, right? This is that true witnesser that can have mercy on the self and be. But wait, there's more, guys. So once we stabilize there, notice that experience lifts up, and you see that suddenly the seventh dimensional you stands up. It's a claiming of that which I am, outside of all fear and doubt, outside of the trifecta of density. It's the ignition of the law of instantaneous manifestation, because it's the moment where the transcendent beingness overrides the egoic need to be right and is always sustaining the consciousness and the presence that calls forward action in the highest without sense of self. So I want you to breathe that in, because I said that kind of slow, but at the end of the day, just notice how you're standing there with your wings open, witnessing it all. And you are in that creation. Look at that. It's like a beautiful accordion of crystalline creation. So whether or not you believe in any of this is irrelevant. What's relevant is, how's your life? Are miracles happening around you? Are you suddenly in a new level of abundance? Are you able to sustain it? Because that's the key. Because how do we sustain it? We transcend from the seventh, dissolving all sense of attachments, where the transcendent smile of co-creation arises, and we become the witness again. So that is what's happening now. And that's why this is important. All right, Jess, we can stop that share. So now we can go to the fun stuff, Shri, which is, how do we get there? And why does the law of instantaneous manifestation need to activate right now? Because it's already activating.
Well, absolutely. And right now is the critical, kind of call it the fulcrum point.
Yeah.
You know, we've all been on teeter-totters in childhood and perhaps in other ways. And when we get to the fulcrum point, we are at the point of choice.
There it is.
We can go this way or this way. But to try to hold just being at the fulcrum forever will not be comfortable.
Right.
And that indeed is part of the fallacy of the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is indeed a zone of clarity where we've stepped through the egoic preoccupation, the self-absorption of taking care of me, and moving into the compassion of the we, of the all that is, and the clarity that I am a spiritual being having this human existence. And now, where do I go? And so this is indeed part of this moment, is to be in that place of I choose to move forward, to activate the potentiality of this lifetime, and to be the witness of the highest potentiality of all around. You know, one thing that kind of came forward recently, and I don't mean to digress, but I do want to impress something. When we look at another being with love, their vibration lifts. Now, just this seems so simple and self-evident, but it's measurable. When your cat purrs, its vibration is in the love zone. When your dog's tail wags, and what happens when you see it? You respond.
You feel better, right?
Right? So this simple act of viewing all beings at their highest lifts the vibration for all. That is the power of consciousness.
Right there.
That is the consciousness of this moment.
It really is. And you know what, Shri, let's put up, Jess, while Shri's sharing, please put up final slide we want to show you before we dive deeper into the exercises we want to share to really anchor this. Let's put up the April anchoring, the one that shows the sea of neutrality. So what's happened is we are now at a moment whereby, if you gaze at this, when we as a collective entered into this year up at the top left, the first full moon of this year was like this stunning bell that was gonging, right? And that bell was a moment where humanity first became aware of, can we survive dogma? That's really what 2022 is all about. Can we survive dogma really is code for, can we go beyond in consciousness where we have ever gone before, or do we want to stay where we've been and kind of, start this whole cycle all over again? There are no bad choices. It's just allowing ourselves to be aware of them. And you'll see here that we've gone through these cycles where it looks like this pyramid, right? Where we had the February, March, and April, and that pyramid is floating on the moon. And just that's enough. That's great. Thanks. So why I wanted to share that right now is that you, in this moment, are in an experience where, starting with this month right now, and this is why this is so important at the end of the stabilization of this moment, we are at a moment where we are all, whether you're conscious of it or aware of it or not, we are all in our mastery optimum creation experience. However, the foundation has not been stabilized. It was actually built in reverse. We went from one point up where it was a challenge to where we have now anchored to where the sea of neutrality is here. And that's why May matters, especially those two Saturdays, May 14 and May 22nd. That's why this is a three-part connection. And that's why there's the deeper training experience then. And that's where we're bringing all the tribal leaders together, Chief Phil and Cesar Mena for the first time coming forward as well. So in this moment, what are you filling your bucket with? See, one of the great things is you're here.
Yes.
But what are you filling your bucket with? Because literally, even though you may be, and many of us are, in this wonderful moment of creation, please try to remember that this thing is not going to get stable until the September equinox, and that the June 20, 21, and 22 matter. That's going to be that if you look at the way that pyramid is built, that June moment is going to be the first moment where we actually have a raft, so to speak, where we've built enough momentum that the end game is there. But between now and then, humanity is still at a choice point, and so are you.
Yes.
And that's why this moment matters. That's why seeing the reflection of all that I am right now in this moment is the gift you give yourself and humanity. It is the gift we give each other when all these extraordinary beings have come together to support this moment this evening. So take in that breath, and as you do, relax that out. And Shri has one more share we want to offer you. And just if you would put up the density trifecta with the Merkaba on it. And it's about that consciousness, because this is important to remember, is as we are all right now navigating this energy. Earlier, if you were here earlier when Jess and Dana and Sue were sharing, the ascended numerology lays out so that there is absolutely no doubt that May 1, whenever May 1 occurs, wherever you are, it's a whole new life.
Yes.
It's a whole new life. And so we are in a moment right now where this density trifecta is absolutely freaking out, and it will use everything it can to have that new life be the regurgitation of another life. It might have different players, but it's going to look very similar. It's an important moment of awakened awareness.
And I want to talk further about that, but
Please.
just by way of preface, we have been on an ascension escalator, 2015 to 2022. Every year, the energy's rising, more and more people going, something's up, more and more people seeking their spiritual anchorship, seeking to look beyond the veil, etc. And we are now at 2022, which is that year of integration of this up-level energy. And as you look at what's on screen right now, the cycle of self-sabotage, whenever energy is offered, we intervene through our choices. Are we choosing a repetitive cycle of relying on dogmatic traditions and limited belief systems to create a false sense of security? Or are we leaning into the trust of our soul, which is depicted on this graphic as that beautiful light blue in the center? The soul is always present. The soul is there with infinite patience. And now the chooser says, I'm going to invest in my victimhood. I'm going to look for problems, and I'm going to be dancing with polarity. Or am I going to cultivate the love, which is that direct mirror to the soul?
And just, we can stop the share now.
And am I going to cultivate the love to become the teacher, the mentor, the healer? Am I going to midwife that which is positive to birth on our planet? Or do I choose the repetitive cycle? And this is what's before us. This density trifecta is why we are at such an important time. January, February, March, etc. to April has been building this. We have this triangle shape. The triangle is by nature one of the most potent, stable shapes, yet is floating on the sea of neutrality, and it is inviting you to step in and choose to relax into that divine trust and be the potentiality that is your nature.
So breathe that in, to be the potentiality that is your nature.
Yes.
Just really breathe that in again. And as you're breathing that in, remember that as you may be putting questions into the Q&A, they're getting to Dana, who just brought them to us. And let's see if I can get her phone open again. I think it locked.
Here,
I'll let her open her phone. So I want to, as you were just sharing that, Shri, it brought me to this one.
Okay, cool.
So I do want to share this one, because this is, again, you are welcome to ask us questions in real time. And we're going to be very shortly moving and closing that section as well, so that we may teach you this evening's practice, so that this instantaneous gift of going from doubt to knowing can anchor. And so here's the question. And it says, this is from Astoria. Namaste, Tosa family, and Namaste, Chief Phil. My question is, how does one that is in female form maintain and protect the highest potentiality of her being in this moment now, on planet Gaia. Thank you. And I want to read that again. I want you to breathe that in because there's a lot going on here, right? How does one that is in female form, right, maintain and protect the highest potentiality of her being in this moment now? So I'm going to give Dana her phone back. There you go, Dana. So if anything else, you can keep that list for us. So that is a really profound inquiry because we are at that moment. And that is actually why we are here this evening, because we are at the moment. Let us not forget, I don't think it's an accident that Shri and I wound up at the equator, because when the Kundalini of the planet moved in the 2012 experience, when the Kundalini of the planet shifted from the Himalayas over here to the Andes, what happened was that a very drum beating, heart pulsing, masculine Amazon met this empowered Mother Ganga, who came pouring in and went, hello. And they have been dancing for the 10 years as the one plus the infinite, both aware of each other, but unable to come together. And this is the moment right now where the unified presence of the waters of the planet rising together will ignite a flow that is outside of that which would seek to stop it through the mind of density that will want the papers to be stacked this high and the signatures to be higher. It's a moment of engaging everything from the energy of that which is just simply saying, why not try it on? The law of instantaneous manifestation is yours to claim the moment you remember and say yes to who you are, which means that that cycle that Shri was sharing with you, that cycle of fear and doubt and hesitancy, is relaxed into the trust of that which I am. So that's not going to change overnight, right? To relax into the trust of that which I am. Breathe into that. So here's our challenge to you. Our challenge to you is we're going to teach you a practice, part of why we're standing. It's easier to do standing up. We're going to teach you a practice, and we're going to invite you to really be with that practice. And we invite you to notice the changes, the way that you feel about yourself, the way that things start aligning. And we're going to invite you to trust you more and to perhaps begin lifting and as you are a witness of the third dimensional experience, to begin practicing the blessing of becoming the witnesser of that. Because through the blessing of becoming the witnesser, it means that you're holding the compassion for yourself. It means that you're loving yourself more.
Yes.
You're forgiving yourself more. You're taking care of yourself more, right? You're saying yes to you more because you matter. You matter. You didn't find your way here unless you really matter. The question is, where is that sincerity and that love and that presence? Because if they're wrapped in fear, hesitancy, and doubt, then what they're doing is inviting you to stop and giving you lots of great reasons to do that. So a couple of to-do action steps right now. If you have not already registered for tonight, and it's absolutely free, it will cost you nothing and we won't hound you or anything. The only reason you want to do it is so that you can get the recording of this video.
Yes.
Because you do want to listen to this more than once. You're going to get the blessing of Chief Phil again. You're going to hear all of this again, and you're going to give yourself the gift of actually activating you. Imagine right now if you were so clean and so clear and so aware of the infinite potentialities that are yours to command, being able to absolutely with clarity know instantly when you meet people, yes or no, to be able to see which potentiality is aligning and to know it. You are that powerful. That is the law of instantaneous manifestation, because the law of instantaneous manifestation arises when we are aware of our alchemical presence. So let's breathe that one in. I'm going to get some water while Shri's going to share. And then if you can stand up, do it. And if you can't, it's cool. Just be comfy where you're sitting.
A couple of important things to share. Number one is, if you did not register for tonight and you would like to continue this journey, it's important you go to shriankira.com and register so that we can send to you the link for the replay. Okay? And the other thing is, I want to offer you a knowing. I spent many years as a therapist. I started off in traditional counseling, psychology, assisting families and people to work through the issues in their lives. What I've learned over time is that as we relax into the truth of our being, we heal. We do not need greater coping skills. We need greater capacity to relax into the truth that I am. The other thing I want to share with you is people wonder about manifestation and okay, the ability to let go of fear and preoccupation and all of those very validated, quote, normal human emotions. It's important to recognize that your peace, your transcendent capacity is a heartbeat. It is an instant, and it is available now. The key is to practice relaxing into that trust, to take that deep breath and simply be, to simply be in the practice that we're about to share with you, to simply be in the trust. You know, the thing about a spiritual practice is that it works at many levels. The particular practice we're going to be sharing with you today works at the physical level. It works at the spiritual level, and when you have both the physical and the spiritual come into alignment, the emotions begin to settle, the mind begins to settle. But there are energy channels in the body which are activated through this practice, and that's why it has a physical component. There are energy channels in the body that are actually overlays. They are like canals of light that are overlaid on the tissue, and these canals of light, once they become invited to be more present, inform and bless us. Instantaneous manifestation is the nature of the universe. It is only the human consciousness coupled with the incredible power of the human soul that has limited this. Consider for a moment how we have conditioned ourselves to expect things to take time, to expect things to need extra resources. We've conditioned ourselves to believe that we're not enough, that something else is required. I'm here to remind you, you are enough. You are the sacred in form. And if not now, when will you claim it? Be it, know it, and let it inform you through the grace of the divine flow. People talk about grace. Grace is the quantum field manifesting in real time. Miracles are nothing more than the lack of imposition of the causality of density. Or let me say that a little differently. Miracles are the spontaneous presentation of that which is meant to be. And they don't require effort, do they? Miracles happen. Instantaneous manifestation happens. And all of this is a reflection of a state of being that each of us is called to anchor now, to anchor in the potentiality of the I am, and to witness the fruition of the we are.
So in this moment, I keep forgetting our camera's over here. They're normally together, forgive me. In this moment, I invite you to bring your hands to your heart. Invite sincerity in whatever form that may be. Maybe to just sincerely be here for this moment. Just to really, here I am. Invite love. love yourself more. Really feel the gift of this body of form, the gift of this moment, and notice that if there's anything in the crown, if there's anything that is seeking to stop you in this moment from knowing that which I am as you are, then smile at that too. Notice the cynic, notice the skeptic, notice all the aspects of thyself, notice everything, and then love it. Sincerity breeds love outside of any ego that could ever be bruised. Sincerity is the love. It is love them, they know not what they do. We often laugh at that. We fear the most because it brings us closer to gazing within at the self where the greatest gifts are. The law of instantaneous manifestation ignites through the knowing that I am here as the sea of neutrality. To let go of the definition of that and to simply exist in the joy of that, in the recognition that all have a right to be. I am as you are. So let's have some fun with that energy, because this is all about the ignition of your own divine knowing. Whatever languaging, whatever experiences, it's an ignition that invites an opportunity for your consciousness to receive and experience beyond the paradigms that have kept all captive, to celebrate that you are here at a moment by choice through the sacred sequence of incarnation, through the ascended numerological knowingness, that in this moment right now, you're ready to go beyond where you've ever been before. Which means you're going to have to relax a little bit and maybe try on a little trust energy. And it begins with yourself. How do you feel about you? How's your experiences? Because the law of instantaneous manifestation is literally yours to command in that seventh dimensional space where you are that accordion of crystalline energy. So in order to do that, this body of form, which is yours to command, and those of you that know me knew that I had to re-up, so to speak. And so 2 years ago, after the terminal cancer didn't seem so terminal, this happened. And that's why we're here now, because we are here for our children's children. We are here because if you can talk about it, we're just here to do it. So if you want to do it. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. So we have to kind of have some fun with our bodies, right, Tree? Get the beautiful bodies of form moving.
I'm thinking that maybe I give you room to demo.
Okay.
Let me step over here.
Well, why don't you be here? But this is, so maybe they can even see your hands. But so it's really super easy. And there we go. Because yeah, I like having my Shri with me. Maybe if I'm on an angle.
Oh,
how about I'm at an angle? That's even better.
That
Okay,
works.
so are you standing? Hopefully you've been standing going, Kira, I've been standing. You know,
well,
when are we going to
let's get
do
on with
this?
it.
Let's do it. It's good because the body, and this is why those of you, and next week when we do the first actual up-level energetic attunement, you can see that I'm still healing. I don't know if you can see them, but there's a whole story of I tattooed 100% of my arms. And that energy was a commitment through my sincerity, love, and the final presence. So the presence comes in when we are able to, as the master that I am, as Chief Phil so eloquently talked and discussed about that soul essence, when we are able to command that, then that energy of fear that keeps us outside of our true creative process and lets us be really content with the law of attraction and thinking we're less than and being okay with some little mystical things that keep our ego dance going. When we're really saying yes to us, to you, you become a miracle in form, in action, in manifested experience. So forgive me if that sounds a little expanded and a little strong. We're just at a moment where sincerely, bring your hands to your heart, and with all of our heart, we are all at a moment of, with every breath, I simply ask, I reaffirm, I am so grateful I said yes rather than wishing I would have. And with every trial, with every tribulation, with every setback, and they are great, and we all go through them, you're each moving forward. So let's get these bodies ready, because your body deserves to know you love it. So first thing is, if you haven't been up and walking, please do that. And I know that sounds really basic. If you can't walk, then at least be moving your arms in celebration. If you are able to do that, then sit in meditation and vision yourself dancing, see yourself doing it, because you have the power to do it. And I am living proof. Remember, 2 years ago, we were talking wheelchair. So you can do this. And I began with seeing myself dancing again. All right. Tonight, Shri and I are going to show you the I am activation. So again, if you're standing, if you can stand, you're straight, spine.
Yep.
Okay.
Give a wiggle, then
Yeah.
stretch up straight.
Okay. So you want to bring your hands into what I call prayer position, right outside of the heart, and really hold. And this might be hard at first, and that's totally okay. It's actually part of activating that energy channel within the body of form. So you want to hold your hands out so that, I don't know, how far out from my chest am I?
Well, about 10 inches.
Okay, so about 10 inches straight out from the heart center.
Yeah.
And you want to be at that nice angle with the shoulders. And if you can, you really want to keep those hands flat and pressing in together.
Make contact.
Yep. And as you're standing, it's important to invite the neck to be really straight, so that one way to know it is to look straight ahead. And just to know that as you're gazing, find that point straight ahead. And then if you were to really feel that energy, this is the energy of I. This is that energy that centers you into the heart space very, very quickly. You can be angry, you can be upset, you can be whatever. Just stop, breathe. If you're standing, better. If not, while you're sitting, if you're laying down, fine. Put your arms up in this position and stay here. Keep holding it. Keep breathing. Ave Sa breath. We'll be teaching all of this next week with the attunement to this. So I. Then what we're doing is balancing all of the energies, all of the atmospheres, all of the potentialities. And it's really like turning a switch, and it doesn't matter which hand turns. It can be it can be it doesn't matter. It's I am. And then just these two fingers, okay, grabbing right here. Can we close it down? Holding that open. So just trying to hold that open. I am here. And you might say, well, I don't know what I'm feeling. Well, let me share with you, because you can just pretend or have fun with it. And the more you play with it, the more you might find out you are feeling something. And you might be feeling it already, going, wow, this is great, right? So this is the sustaining force, so to speak, of the energy of the high heart. The energy that is right here, right where Shri was pointing, the energy that sustains that field of ability to hold a higher frequency of consciousness while consciously in this body of form. That is how the law of instantaneous manifestation becomes your best friend. Because what's happening here is that the body of form is stabilizing at the heart. And the energy of creation is being received through, and this is just a visual that we use with this body of form. Thank you, my angel. That energy is being received through this field of illuminated transcendence that can never be taken away. That's the mastery of the yoga of self-ascension. That's what you are. And so in order to really do this, it begins with this anchoring of I am here. I am here. And just begin with I am. I am. In the affirmation of that which I am as you are, our eyes open, our hearts expand. And we remember that when we give with an open hand, the flow is infinite. So our challenge to you between now and the next time we get the honor of being with you is to really master that, to notice and document the shifts that start happening in your life, to consciously be breathing. And Sri, why don't we offer the gift of the mantra of self-ascension for those who would like to enjoy that?
Absolutely. And before I share that, I just want to remind you that what is occurring here is a stabilization.
Yes.
We are activating this heart energy. We are connecting circuits, and we are stabilizing a sense of peace and trust in our beingness. So take a breath every time and be mindful and watch as this unfolds. And now together in our heart space, taking in a deep clearing breath. I'm going to recite the mantra of self-ascension, and I ask that you repeat each of the 4 lines after I say it so that you can anchor it for yourself.
Outside of all dogma, breathing it in.
I am here.
I am here.
I am ready.
I am ready.
I am open.
I am open.
Guide me.
Guide me. Knowing the blessing you are and the power of your co-creative, alchemical, transformative nature, I am here as you are. And we are honored to share this moment with you and look forward to being with those of you that we will continue this journey with. In only love and gratitude to the beautiful ones that have called us together.
Yes.
Many blessings.
We love you. We honor you, and we look forward to going deeper into this process on the following 2 sessions. Trust yourselves and smile. Namaste.